Hi dear students, welcome to Gatewala. This is Satish Kumar Durushetty, faculty of Instrumentation Department. How are you all? I hope all of you have completed your GATE response sheet, and I think some of the people may be disappointed about the result. Okay, so again, GATE 2026, what we have to plan, what is the strategy of preparation, that part. In the beginning itself, in the beginning of this academic year itself, I am going to give the guidance for the instrumentation students. Maybe electrical and EC students are also maybe preparing, maybe have attempted GATE instrumentation paper. Definitely, I hope that the paper 2 they have chosen as instrumentation paper maybe have a better score than their core paper. Okay, so how many of you are there in the online? एक बार मुझे once please confirm me. Once please confirm me how many of you are from instrumentation branch here. So what should be the complete preparation strategy for GATE 2026 we are going to discuss here. Yes. Whoever is instrumentation once post here. Yes. My dear students, how many of you are from instrumentation here? Yeah, Niket, good evening. Good evening to all. So how many of you are from instrumentation department here? If anybody is instrumentation, please let me know. Yeah, how many of you attempted the GATE 2025 paper instrumentation? So if you see GATE 2025 instrumentation from Rajasthan, 𝐂𝐤𝐧𝐤𝐬. Okay, so maybe you have seen that in instrumentation GATE 2025 paper we got good weightage on the subjects like measurements, sensors and industrial instrumentation, optical instrumentation, and surprisingly we got the questions from microprocessors and process control instrumentation also. So if you see the preparation strategy, who is organizing committee? First of all, GATE 2026 instrumentation preparation strategy. Before knowing that, who is the organizing committee? The organizing committee, organizing institute this time is IIT Guwahati, so that you can have a view of previous year papers from IIT Guwahati. And eligibility criteria, third year BTech also eligible. Third year BTech students are also eligible for appearing the GATE 2026, so that they can have some trial and they can have some preparation for the GATE 2027. Because third year students, most of all 60 to 70% of the subjects will be over by the third year, which are related to the GATE exam, whether it is network theory, analog electronics, digital electronics. So some fundamental subjects are completed. Okay, some fundamental subjects are completed in the third year itself. So those subjects they can prepare well and they can attempt for the GATE in the third year itself. And most important thing is the GATE score is valid for 3 years. GATE score is valid for how many years? 3 years the GATE score is valid. And code of the first stream instrumentation branch and instrumentation students are also eligible for appearing for the second stream under electronics and communication, electrical and electronics and physics. Okay, so try to understand this. You are having the facility to write second stream of paper also. So instrumentation students also preferable to write second stream under the ECE, EEE and physics. Okay. So but the worst part is instrumentation students will not go for ECE paper and EE paper, but electrical students will write the instrumentation as a second paper. So if you are EEE, you can choose the second option as instrumentation, and if you are ECE, instrumentation can be chosen, and if you are biomedical, you can choose biotechnology and some other life sciences paper. So here instrumentation paper as a paper for electrical, as a paper for ECE, and also as a paper for mechanical students. Mechanical students also can write, and also it is a major for IN. So these many branches can write this particular paper. But most of all the cases we prepare well for our core branch. EN is vast, sir, similar to many core branches. I had trouble completing the syllabus. That's what we are talking. Nikit Gautam, instrumentation is a very vast subject, is a versatile branch. It is a multidisciplinary branch because it contains the subjects related to electronics, it contains the subjects related to communication engineering, it contains the subjects related to electrical, it contains the subjects related to core instrumentation, and it contains the subjects related to optical also. Okay, so what are the subjects which are different from other branches? So for GATE we will be having mathematics, you will be having the aptitude, and you will be having the signals and systems, networks, analog electronics, digital electronics, control systems. These are the common subjects for the instrumentation students with respect to ECE and EEE students. But there are certain different subjects exclusively for instrumentation students. So that subjects will be the major criteria in the subjects. Last year GATE 2025 paper we got 23 marks. Logbug approximately we got 23 marks in those subjects. So let us see what are those. See, instrumentation preparation strategy. Before that, first of all you should understand what is the total criteria of the syllabus. The total marks are how much? 100. The total marks are 100. Examination duration will be 3 hours. So number of questions 10 plus 55 from the subject and 10 from the general aptitude. 10 questions from the general aptitude, 55 from the subjects. Total 65 questions will come. Total number of questions will be 65, my dear students. Distribution of marks. General aptitude will come generally for 15 marks. Engineering mathematics will come for 13 marks. And subject based questions will come for 72 marks. So if we count, the total will be 100. The paper contains both 1 marks and 2 marks questions. Paper majorly contains NAT type questions, MCQ type questions, and MSQ type questions. So these are the 3 categories of the question paper. It contains NAT, MSQ, and also MCQ. Okay, any doubts here? If you appear for GATE 2026 being in 3rd year, you will get an idea first of all what is happening, what type of questions are there, how to answer those questions, how much time I am able to manage. So all these things you can manage in this particular practice. Okay, chalo, let us move for the next. So if you see the preparation strategy, I just want to introduce the core subjects. So instrumentation is having some differentiation, different subjects from ECE, electrical. Okay, so some of the subjects are common. For example, if you take the digital electronics, if you say the subject section 7, digital electronics. Digital electronics is common for GATE instrumentation, GATE ECE, GATE EEE. But if you see, there are certain topics which are different exclusively for instrumentation students. So what are those topics? If you see, so what are those topics? If you see here, basics of number systems, embedded systems, microprocessors and microcontroller applications, memory and input output interfacing, basics of data acquisition systems, basics of distributed control systems, and programmable logical controllers. So these are the extra topics. These are the exclusively for instrumentation students, whereas remaining syllabus will be covered by the digital faculties, but this part I am going to cover. Okay, so this particular part I am going to cover. So please make a note, what are the exclusively core instrumentation subjects? Core instrumentation subjects, what are the core instrumentation topics? In digital electronics, we are having the core instrumentation topics like we have microprocessors. Unfortunately for EC students and electrical students, the microprocessor has been removed. But for instrumentation students, the microprocessor subject is there. Okay. For instrumentation students, microprocessor is there, and basics of data acquisition systems is there, and PLC is also there. Programmable logical control is also there, my dear students. Okay. So what are the topics different from EC and electrical students? So if you see from EC and electrical students, so these are the topics different in digital electronics subject. In digital electronics subjects, which subject? Which subject I am talking? Digital electronics. Remaining all subjects are same. You can compare with our ECE and electrical syllabus. In digital electronics subject, if you see embedded systems, microprocessor and microcontroller applications, memory and I/O interfacing, basics of data acquisition systems, basics of distributed control systems, programmable logical controllers, these are the extra topics. Under the microprocessors, they may ask you under 8085 majorly and 8086 sometimes. This is the microprocessor majorly they will cover, and we are going to cover 8051 microcontroller. 8051 microcontroller. So these two things we are going to discuss. And PLC programming, programmable logical controller programming, is a newly added topic. Of course, for instrumentation students, it is one of the important with respect to interviews also. So PLC controllers is also one important topic. Okay, is it clear? 𝐂𝐸𝐬𝐞, Gautam, is it clear? Chalo. Now extra topics in digital electronics are what? Embedded system basics, DCS and PLCs, and microprocessors also extra topics. So these are the extra topics for the instrumentation students. Next, let us go for the next subject, measurements. So if you see the measurements is a common subject actually for electrical students and instrumentation students. Measurements is a very much common subject for electrical students and instrumentation students. But here for electrical students and instrumentation, if you see, there is some differentiation in the syllabus. So if you see these topics, so these are some extra topics like SI units, standards like RLC, voltage, current and frequency, systematic and random errors in measurements. So this is an extra topic. Expression of uncertainty, it is also an extra topic. And coming to here, grounding and shielding is an also extra topic. Oscilloscopes, grounding and shielding is also an extra topic. And 2025 paper we got a question on CRO probes. CRO probes we got a question because the topic is exclusively for instrumentation student. Remaining all are common topics when it comes to the bridges, DC bridges, AC bridges, Q meter. Okay, so all the measuring instruments like PMMC, all those things, these are all common for the electrical and instrumentation students. But especially instrumentation topics, these are the underlying topics or instrumentation topics for measurements. So that's what. See, extra topics for gate instrumentation different from EEE. In which subjects I am talking? In measurements. In measurements, these are the extra topics we have to take care. So under the measurements, SI units and standards, linear and weighted regression, AC and DC current probes, shielding and grounding. So these are the extra topics. In GATE 2025 paper, we got a question on this. In GATE 2025, we got a question on this particular topic. Okay, AC and DC current probes, we got one question. Okay, and especially here also in GATE 2025, we got a question here. We got a question in this particular paper, microprocessors and microcontrollers, we got a question. Okay, chalo. Now section 9, if you see, section 9, one of the important subject, core subject. See, today's preparation strategy, first of all, I'm introducing the subjects. Okay. So how we studied the subject sensors and industrial instrumentation? Have you studied the subject sensors and industrial instrumentation? Yes, not from the gate point of view, but yeah, during the college you have studied. What is the name of the subject? Many of the college studies in the BTech, they could have studied in the BTech. In the BTech, they could have studied like transducers. In the BTech, it could have studied as transducers, but in the gate, it is introduced as sensors and industrial instrumentation. Sensors and industrial instrumentation. This is a complete core subject. It is only for IN. It is only for IN now. So definitely it's the instrumentation core subject. IN's core subject. This is one of the core subject for the instrumentation team. Instrumentation service, sensors and industrial instrumentation. So various transducers are there like resistive, capacitive, inductive, piezoelectric, Hall effect sensors and associated signal conditioning circuits. Okay. So under this we have the LVDT, we're having the potentiometer, we're having the capacitive transducers, we have the strain gauges. So GATE 2025, we got a question on strain gauge. Okay, so these are the major topics. And when it comes to the topics here, if you see GATE 2025, if you check, in GATE 2025, we got the topics. In GATE 2025, we got the question on strain gauge. Okay, so these are the, and we got some question on temperature also. So which thermal transducers are suitable? Thermocouples, we got it. Okay, so these all are the topics. Chalo. Now if you see next another subject, so I think in BTech you could have studied as a transducer. In BTech you could have studied in transducer, sensors and transducers, and one subject was industrial instrumentation. Yes. So one of the important subject for the GATE examination, and not only for the GATE examination, but also for your interviews. If you are attempting for the core companies, if you are going for any appearance for the interview in core companies like PSU companies like BPCL, HPCL, petrochemical, okay, in that scenario, this subject is most important. Okay, this subject is very, very important, my dear. Okay, so we can expect around 8 marks from this subject, around 6 to 8 marks we can expect from this subject. 6 to 8 marks we can expect from this subject, and in measurements we can expect 10 marks. So in GATE 2025, we got, in GATE 2025 we got 13 marks from the measurements. We got how much? 13 marks from the measurement subject, and in sensors we got around 8 marks, 6 to 8 marks we got it. Okay, so one question came on strain gauge, another question came on temperature. Okay, one match the following question came. I will go through the questions also. Next subject is section 10, communication and optical instrumentation. This is also IN core subject. So if this is not a common subject, this is a core subject. So whatever I am discussing are not the common subject. Digital electronics is a common subject, but in that some topics are special. Similarly, transducers, sensors is a core subject. Optical instrumentation is a core subject. It is not a common subject. So that's why I am discussing the core subjects. So in this communication optical instrumentation, so our part is optical instrumentation. So these are our optical instrumentation. So here starts optical sources, detectors, LED, laser, photodiode, okay, light dependent resistor, square law detectors, their characteristics, interferometer, applications and metrology, and mass spectrometer. So here we got a question in optical instrumentation, GATE 2025, we got 2 marks from this subject. In GATE 2025, we got 2 marks. So that question came from interferometer. We got the question on interferometer. Okay. Chalo. Next one. Next, if you see, one of the important subject is a process control instrumentation. So this subject will be coming under control system actually. Process control instrumentation. Process control instrumentation. Process control instrumentation. So if you see this process control instrumentation subject, process control instrumentation subject, it is a part of control system actually. It is a part of control system. So here under this you will be having mechanical, hydraulic, pneumatic system components, synchros, servos and stepper motors, okay, servo valves, on-off, proportional integral derivative PID controllers. So these are the important topics. So this particular subject is majorly important for the BARC examination. For the BARC examination also, this subject is most important subject. Process control instrumentation is a most important subject for the process control instrumentation. BARC examination is also one of the important area. So where they will ask the question from this. Have you studied this subject in your BTech? Have you studied this subject in your BTech? So just I am giving introduction about the subjects. What are the subjects we are having? In BTech you could have studied as a separate entity the subject process control instrumentation. You have to study this. It is in the part of control system actually. There is no separate name as process control system. The subject will come under control system. It comes under control system, my dear. Part of controls. Part of control system syllabus. Part of control system syllabus. Keep this in mind. Part of control system syllabus. Okay. Next, if you see this subject, I suggest some textbooks for this subject. Why? Because most of all the students are asking, so process control we are not getting proper material. So I suggest books like these are the textbooks I want to suggest. One is a C.D. Johnson textbook. Author name is C.D. Johnson. So this is a C.D. Johnson, one of the famous textbook. If you are preparing for the BARC examination, you can go through this. Process control instrumentation technology. And Liptak, it is a very costly book. Okay, it is a foreign edition, around 5,000 to 8,000 this book cost. So I don't suggest, you cannot get this book in our normal shops. You have to get it from the online. But this book is available. This book is available. You can purchase it, and it's a very good subject for the BARC examination. So those who are preparing seriously, or those who want to enter into petrochemical industries. Okay, those who want to enter into oil sector, petrochemical industries, certain type of companies, core instrumentation companies, they should have fundamentals of this knowledge. Okay, process control instrumentation. And next, coming to the subject, machines. Machines is actually newly introduced for the instrumentation students. In our PW, Varun sir will take care of this subject, and in machines, these are the topics. It is a very first time they have introduced for the last year or before last year also people got the questions from the machines. Of course, in BTech they have not studied, but machines have been introduced, so that the subject will be useful for the instrumentation students, so that they can understand what is DC motor, AC motor, how it works, stepper motor, how it works. So single phase transformer, equivalent circuit, phasor diagram, open circuit and short circuit test, regulation efficiency. So this is somewhat difficult for instrumentation student, because They have to compete with electrical students. For electrical students, this part is there. So don't worry, in our instrumentation PW gate team, our Varun sir will take care of this particular subject, so everybody can attend these classes. Next comes the electricity and magnetism. This is EMT. So electromagnetic theory is also introduced. So these two areas are the tough for the instrumentation students. In GATE 2019 onwards, this particular culture came. So they have introduced these two subjects, electromagnetic theory and this one, machines. Is it fine? So these are some extra things that you have to take care of it. So I will be handling the subjects. So subjects handled by me, I will be handling these subjects. So I will be handling the measurements I will handle, okay, and sensors and industrial instrumentation I will handle. And optical instrumentation I will take care of it. Next, microprocessors, microcontrollers and PLC I will take care of it. So 1, 2, 3, 4 subjects I am going to take care of, okay, exclusively for instrumentation branch. I will take care of these subjects, okay. So subjects handled by me. My name is Satish sir. So by me, I will take care of these subjects. Already we are running the batches here in the PW. So if you have any doubts with respect to preparation, you can ask me here some questions, okay, if you have any doubts. See, you have to start with first fundamental subjects. Instrumentation students, I am very much clear that comparatively EC students and electrical students, they're having less numerical skills, because I know that pain, because by the BTech second year, second semester, the core subjects like analog electronics, digital electronics, control systems, network theory will be completed. And second year, second semester onwards, our instrumentation subjects will enter. So most of all the instrumentation subjects are theoretical and conceptual, not much numerical. So by the end of fourth year, the instrumentation student will not have the grip on the subjects like network theory, analog electronics. But EC students and EEE students in the third year, fourth year also, they are studying the continuity of those mathematics oriented subjects. So comparatively EC and electrical students, instrumentation students are having less numerical capabilities. That's why first you must start preparation with fundamental subjects like network theory first. I suggest network theory is a first subject. That should be your criteria. So hierarchy of subjects should be such a way. So what should be the hierarchy of subjects? First you should start with, I suggest first to start with networks and circuits, okay, networks and circuit analysis. So this subject is the first criteria, and the second subject is analog electronics. This analog electronics, and the third important subject is the digital electronic subjects, and fourth comes signals and systems. So why I am telling now, majority of problems, numerical problems will come from this subject. Then you can enter to core subjects like measurements you can choose. Next you can start with the sensors and II you can choose, okay. Next I will suggest you go for optical instrumentation, okay. As a last preference, you can give for microprocessors and microcontrollers and PLC because of less weightage. So these are the major weightage subjects. So if you are in the BTech now, first to focus on these 4 subjects first. If you complete these 4 subjects now, if you are able to complete these 4 subjects, definitely 40 to 50% of your gate weightage is coming from those subjects. 40 to 50% of the weightage is coming from these subjects. So I suggest this should be the hierarchy. This should be the hierarchy, and in addition to this, maths and general aptitude, I will make it is very, very important. So this subject will be coming around 30 marks. 30 marks will be coming from this paper only. Okay, and machines and EMT you can choose as a last option. Why? Because it is not our core subjects. Machines and EMT you can choose. Any subjects we have missed? It's control system also. Control system also one of the important. So I suggest 7th subject as, after the measurements you go for the control systems. After the measurements you can go for the control system, and after that you can start core subjects like sensors and II. Sensors and II. Then you can go for optical. Okay, and microprocess, microcontrollers comes here. Is it clear? So this is the hierarchy. First to start with networks. Even though I'm instrumentation faculty, I don't suggest to start directly from transducers and directly go to the optical, because most of all the questions which are coming from the sensors and transducers, they will be coupled with an op-amp, they will be coupled with a Wheatstone bridge, they will be coupled with the analog circuit, and they will be framing the question. That's why how much grip you are having these 4 subjects first: networks, analog, digital and signals. Then that application oriented questions will come in measurements, controls, sensors, optical. Okay, is it fine? So when to start the preparation? If you are preparing for the GATE 2026, I hope all of you have completed the GATE 2025. Suppose if you are getting a good score around 55 to 70, in between this good score, then definitely you are going to get a good rank and you can enter into NITs and IITs. Suppose if your score is 30, 35, 40, just qualifying above, okay, 35, 40, that is the criteria you are getting, then I suggest, if you are willing to correct your GATE score, better to start the preparation immediately, and first of all you start with these 4 to 5 subjects first. And once I enter into our live classes, I will be taking sole and complete responsibility on measurements, control, sensors and optical, these subjects, microprocessor subjects also. Okay, so this is all about our GATE 2026 instrumentation preparation strategy. This is a hierarchy you have to start. So most of all the weightage comes from here only. See, measurements came for 10 marks. Okay, control system came for 6 marks. Sensors and II came for 8 marks. Optical came for 2 marks. Optical came for 4 marks. Okay, microprocess 2 marks question came. Digital electronics sometime 4 to 6 marks. Analog electronics 6 to 8 marks. Networks also 6 to 8 marks. Signals also 4 to 6 marks, or sometimes 8 marks. Machines and EMT I will make into 2 marks and 30 marks. So based on this, to cover 10 plus 8 plus 4, around 22 plus 30, 50 marks are coming from these fundamental subjects. So prepare well. These major subjects you try to complete first: networks, analog, digital, signals. Then you can go for this. Do you have any other doubts? You can ask me here. Okay, whoever watching in the live, they can ask me the questions here. And I am going to take one exclusive session. Okay, I am going to take one exclusive session for GATE 2025 paper. GATE 2025 core subjects question I am going to discuss in the coming next Monday or Tuesday. Questions, I will take one YouTube session in the coming Monday or Tuesday. Tomorrow or after tomorrow I am going to plan. So don't miss that session. So I am going to discuss the questions which came for the sensors and instrumentation, optical instrumentation measurements. Okay, so this is all about the preparation strategy, and I have mentioned clearly. Once again, I want to repeat. So what are the topics different in digital electronics? These are the topics different for the instrumentation students. Okay, and in measurements, these are the topics different for the instrumentation students. And sensors and industrial instrumentation is completely new subject for instrumentation students, complete core subject for instrumentation students. And optical instrumentation is also complete core subject for instrument students. Okay, next, process control instrumentation. These are process control instrumentation part. This process control instrumentation is a completely new and core subject for the instrumentation student, but this is less coverage in the GATE, but in the BARC exam it is having the highest weightage. Okay, So I have given a standard textbooks, okay, and machines and EMT are the extra subjects, okay. So that's it. These are the just subjects introduction, okay. If you have any doubts, you can ask me here, or you can post in the live class also, okay. So with this, I am concluding this session. In the upcoming sessions on this particular channel, I will be giving the guidance for the core subjects. I am going to discuss core subjects discussion on this channel, sensors and optical, okay. I wish you all the best for GATE 2026. We'll meet in the live classes. Thank you.